chose na tashicho tashiaski ma nulugi chose na tashicho tashiaski ma abe jumba to yang la kaya sa yang lasmi milento la soya sa yang serchin milento.
In the bigger perspective of life, human existence is a mere speck of reality, further belittled by failures. The journey from failure to success is one of dreams and attitude, and of the struggle that ushers on a lookout for newer paths to accomplishment. Failed by the system, Norfil, a young Ladakhi, tries to cross the distance to a place where the barren lands beget a kingdom of dreams.
One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like.
Like the flowing waters, ideas begin to flow out of the young minds that dwell here. Not only Norfil, but many students like him come to this place to prove that they are not failures. This is their kingdom where learning is not limited to books only. This place is more of a concept than a school, founded by an inspirational Ladakhi man, Sonam Wangchuk.
When I was doing my engineering, due to some financial issues, I had to decide to earn my own keep in the college, and I started teaching 10th grade students. That was the only skill I had, and it went very well, and it earned me the expenses of my education in just 2 months, 4 years expenses. But much more than that, it changed my life. That was when I could see the state of the education system. I could see how very bright students from the villages, who could understand every concept, all the sciences, mathematics, but failed miserably.
It's unnatural that so many students are failures without a reason, unless it's the system that is delinquent. That is what triggered a change. Secmol, or Students' Educational and Cultural Movement of Ladakh, was founded by Sonam Wangchuk and some other young Ladakhis in 1988. This movement was launched to bring about reform in the educational system and to bring down the percentage of failures in Ladakh.
Result being nga pass yot na mamisil, nga fail yot na silgo serak. Pass na fail bo ang tane tu se ka bingos pa teo chia mabiano teo zera chender kan.
The movement went on to correct the roots and launched Operation New Hope in 1994, through which village education committees were formed to ensure participation of the locals. The teachers were also trained to make education more fun and relevant to Ladakh. This movement ultimately gave birth to an alternative school at Fay, a village 16 kilometers from Leh on the banks of Indus River.
I could see that the language issue, frequent change of language, was a huge issue. Then when I scratch the surface, I find that it's not just language. The whole curriculum is meaningless. A child at 12,000 feet is learning about S for ship, T for train, as if these examples of ship and train will make the concepts clearer for this squiggle that you call S and T. So the examples we give in our books are more confusing than the concept itself, which is standing the very concept of education upside down. You take a child from known to unknown. Here we are taking him from unknown to unknown. He doesn't know S, you give another unknown example, ship, for a student in the mountains.
Operation New Hope also brought about the development of new textbooks that are relevant to Ladakh.
A child that eats barley and wheat in a Ladakhi village is made to memorize we grow rice with the monsoon rains. And in the exam, he gets marks only if he lies and says we grow rice in the monsoon rain. The reality is that they grow barley with glacial meltwater. But a teacher once told me, if the child writes that, they would give 0 because the book prescribes that this is the answer. So it's a very warped, confused system, and that's what was failing the students.
The new textbooks were devised in such a way that they helped the Ladakhi students to identify with what they were studying. The examples and illustrations in the new textbooks are based on Ladakhi lifestyle. The familiar examples offer a better understanding to the students and make education more meaningful.
Why do you feel that it is so good for you? You are going to Secmol.
No, like in Secmol, I always participate in everything. Like talking with foreigners and sharing feeling and work and whatever their activities I join. That's why I feel comfortable and I like.
So do you think that normal school where you were going in Nobra, that was also giving you good education there?
Of course, this education they give very nice and smoothly. Till test I didn't understand why am I studying, and and now I realize what is education in why am I studying.
Wangchuk and his movement does not challenge rules, but totally reverses them to churn out students who have a holistic view of life. Secmol believes in imparting 3 qualities to its students: skilled hand, bright head, and a kind heart.
In the morning, we have an inspirational talk by our founder, Mr. Sonam Wangchuk, for 1 hour. And then after that, they do an introspection for 5 minutes, where they think, they do introspect themselves, and then they plan for their day.
Great people do not do different things. They do the same things differently.
The alternative campus caters only to those students who have been stamped as failures by the normal system.
गुनहगार मेरा, जुल्म करना भी गुनाह है, तो जुल्म सहना भी गुनाह है.
I want learn more basics because I don't have basic things till today, so that's why I came.
What do you mean by these basic things?
Basic things I mean skills hand, bright head, like that, and talking with how to talk with seniors and how to introduce, how to give speech in public, how to do farm, it's very important in life.
At 12,000 feet in Ladakh, the students need to learn how to live life in harsh conditions and use their education to improve their lifestyle. Cramming the subjects would not help them unless it adds value to their lives. They require knowing how to live sustainably and to make judicious use of the available resources. Secmol is trying hard to make each of its students enlightened beings.
We take batches of students who have failed the normal system, and then we give them a good foundation of what they miss at school, what Ladakh needs, and also help them in what their exams need. So that's what this alternative school does.
So Norfel, what's all that going on here?
Secmol is all about practical education and application. Students at Secmol are given different responsibilities like handling the cow, managing monetary resources, etc. The duties are then interchanged after a certain duration to give everyone a chance.
Got this chance to, milking the cow. So this means like we get a new experience how to milking the cow in the whole life.
Back home, have you ever done this work?
No.
Have you ever done this homework?
No, is it my first time?
Yeah. If I married with like girls, little bit like fashionable. So I should do like these things. This is very, like important for my whole life.
Running the day-to-day campus activities makes the students responsible.
Students and staff for SI, coordinator and secretary. So these two are we choose through election. Every 2 months we change like coordinator and like secretary, transfer to the coordinator. So like everyone get an opportunity to do these things like a leadership. It's my new responsibility to, do management of money.
These activities also impart the value of dignity of labor into the students.
So we would like them to be creative pioneers who start things that others fear. And that's why we would like in future for them to stand up on their own feet and be job creators rather than job seekers.
We give them a full freedom, we ask them to do different things, and then sometimes they come with like really cool ideas that you never thought about. And then like sometimes water circulation, sometimes they work paddling, like all these biogas projects and all over here, which is most of the thing created by the students, and they work for it,
Next thing is biogas.
Okay.
So it is, not yet did in Ladakh, all over Ladakh. So first time like this biogas is done in Ladakh, which is in Secmol, and it's like benefit for like eco-friendly environments, and like students do these things, and and corporate also help.
Innovations are a part and parcel of the daily life at Secmol. The campus is totally self-reliant, harnessing sun's energy for the day-to-day activities. Be it heating of water or cooking food, the main source of energy is the sun, which allows this unique school to remain open throughout the year.
We have very little expenses because everything here runs on solar energy. Our electricity is all free because it's from solar power. We don't use a penny on heating in this cold environment because it's solar. Most of our cooking happens on solar. Almost everything is sustainable economically and environmentally.
More interesting is the fact that the vegetables and fruits used for cooking are grown in the campus itself. There is no need to bring supplies from the town because they have what they need. The food that is served to the students is always traditional Ladakhi food that is cost-effective and full of nutrition. The students stay away from junk food and learn holistic living through what they eat and share. Not only education, but Secmol teaches its students to build relationships as well.
Do you feel like missing your family when you are here?
Not oftenly, because I call very oftenly my parents here, so that's why.
Is that sufficient? You don't miss your parents and your siblings when you are here?
Yeah, of course, I miss because they are also my, siblings and they are also my parents.
Looking at Norfil's confidence, it is hard to believe that this boy has failed at the matric level. If left to the mercy of the normal education system, this brilliant boy would have been lost forever.
Aim of this campus was that we help those who are stamped as failures, but they are not. They are very bright. It's the system that fails, therefore they fail. They are said to be failing. So this is also an alternative institute where these students come here, learn what they don't learn at school and what they need to pass their exams also.
So where are you going?
I'm going to science class.
Science class?
Yeah.
So what's being taught in the science class?
Right now we have a topic, chemical reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who is teaching it?
The volunteer who already, his name is Hafiz.
Okay. Is this also part of the syllabus that is being taught?
Yeah. This is we now study for the exam.
If we use this definition, it means that the number of atoms on left hand side, let's say iron. Alright? We have one iron here. So if we have one iron here.
Quality education is what Secmol aspires at imparting to its students.
So total there are 7.
The students are taught by trained and professional teachers from all over the world. The teachers work to correct the basics of the students and to remove all their confusions.
But different book have different definitions. So sometimes that's make very crazy, if we study this one also and this one has totally little bit different. If we study another one it's more.
The thing about definition is it doesn't have to be the same.
Yeah.
We have a stream of volunteers from different parts of the world. That's the best way to learn about the world. A person who's living in flesh and bone. You meet them, talk to them, listen to their failures and successes and neighbors and issues and so on. So the whole world comes here by and by as visitors, volunteers. So we have conversation classes with them. And then if they have a special skill, we have special classes where anybody with some special skill, some special knowledge can share that with the students.
What I was trying to do is I was trying to get away from the lifestyle that I've been experiencing for 25 years, a routine lifestyle that I had in Singapore, and trying to experience a different lifestyle, which is Ladakh.
First time I feel very little bit nervous and uncomfortable because especially whenever foreigners taught us in English, so we didn't understand. That's why problem. Now I feel little bit comfortable and very nice.
Even though there is a lot of difference between myself and the kids, but we somehow are able to accommodate to each other. I learn from them, they learn from me. They learn about my culture, I learn about their culture. And somehow we just get along with each other.
It's fantastic in the way of community. So we come here and the kids immediately show us round and all of them try to talk to us, and then we get included in the daily tasks and we're helping out, and then we've got our own ideas that we bring from our culture. Well, they get tuition from people around the world. They get conversation classes, so their English improves a lot.
I watch. I like sport. I watch because
I like sport.
Norfil is also trying his best to get hold of English language with the help of quality teachers.
The campus raises its own funds. It has programs with international schools. We have lots of programs in the summer with American schools, with British schools, with Korean schools, with Swedish schools, Danish schools, and some Indian schools also. And we have programs where our students and their students work together, learn together, and we charge them for that. So that way you'd find it interesting that this institute is totally self-reliant. It doesn't get any grants from government nor from any donors. it raises its own funds.
They get life lessons as well in how to build things. They're building a toilet, maybe they're building a biogas thing, so they could maybe build their own house one day.
Secmol leaves no aspect of Ladakhi lifestyle untaught. Students are made to get in touch with their roots and traditions, like constructing buildings that are viable in the harsh climate. The structures are positioned in such a way that they trap the sun's energy easily. This kind of practical knowledge empowers the students to innovate and pioneer in whatever field they choose.
They're making a rock climber. Yeah. So for Secmol students, some of like students were interested in climb. So some volunteer also interested. So they will make a like climber in here.
Okay. This is our last layer.
Interaction with volunteers and different people from around the world has an apparent positive effect on Norfil's communication skills, who takes up a discussion whenever possible.
What do you use inside lab floor?
Bits that we can find, maybe straw and recycled sawdust.
Very interesting.
Yes.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Sports are an inseparable part of Secmol curriculum. Secmol is modernizing and excelling at sports, with the introduction of games like ice hockey, which were never played in Ladakh before. Traditional music and dance is also kept alive at the school, with the revival of long-forgotten folk songs of Ladakh. Even as the evening sets in at Secmol, there is hardly any end to education. Students continue to tease their memories through evening classes. They revise their lessons and sort out their confusions with the teachers. The campus is always abuzz with activity from morning through day to the dinner time.
Today in food we have traditional food. Skew.
Skew.
Yeah.
What is the skew?
Skew is it's made up of flour and potato and other specific nutri.
Secmol students focus on Ladakh, but they are well aware of what's happening in the world around them. Before the day ends, listening to evening news and analyzing it is imperative for all the students. This enhances their understanding of the world and prepares them to face it.
The dinner time, we inculcate in them a habit of being aware of what's happening in the world. So they listen to the news and then they quiz based on the news, what did they hear and so on. And after that they have their dinner, and after dinner it's one student or volunteer's turn to take up an issue and speak about that. And then students ask questions. That way they learn to ask relevant questions, have confidence to speak and to ask in polite but very analytical ways.
I heard that the color of pangong is changed. Why is it? Behind any reason?
very old lakes. They get all the water from the mountains, dissolving the salts and bringing it to the lake. And once they get into the lake, they have no escape.
To plan our day, how to spend a good day, and this introspection is to conclude the day, how it went, whether it went good or not. If it went wrong, it is not a matter of worrying, just keep it on the side and do it tomorrow.
A great way to end each day is by introspecting one's deeds. If something went wrong, a new morning at Secmol will present an opportunity to correct it, bringing alongside a flood of new things to learn. Pass-outs of Secmol have made it big in life, like Thinlas Karol, a lady who went on to set up the first ever all-women trekking company in Ladakh.
Women travelers wanted a safe women company, and women guides, women workers wanted a safe career, and she combined the two to become a very successful entrepreneur.
Mr. Wangdu.
Phunsukh Wangdu, the inspirational character of Amir Khan in the film Three Idiots, went on to become the hero of millions. Wangchuk has been called by many as the real-life Phunsukh Wangdu. He is changing the lives of many for good and instilling confidence into those who are failed by the system. The students at Secmol have grown in confidence to face the challenges of life, creating opportunities for themselves and others. Secmol is turning them to become the real-life heroes.
I want to be my own hero. I don't want to follow like other heroes. Like they just follow, and I'm my own hero. That's it.